Chapter 1. The Rise of Lucius Caesar. Lucius Caesar was born in 17 BC to the prominent family of the Caesars. He was the son of Agrippa, Augustus's close friend and military general, and Julia the Elder, Augustus's only daughter. This lineage positioned him as a potential heir to the imperial throne from a young age. In 2 BC, Lucius, alongside his brother Gaius Caesar, was adopted by Augustus as part of his efforts to solidify a stable succession plan. Augustus had seen the turmoil that followed the assassination of Julius Caesar, and he was determined to avoid a similar fate. By adopting Lucius and Gaius, Augustus intended to ensure that his family line would continue, instilling in them the values of leadership and duty that had guided his own rise to power. From an early age, Lucius was groomed for greatness. He received the finest education available, mastering rhetoric, philosophy, and military strategy. Augustus entrusted him with various responsibilities, allowing him to gain experience in governance and military affairs. The young Caesar displayed promise, quickly becoming a popular figure among the Roman populace, who viewed him as the future of Rome. Chapter 2. The political landscape of Rome. By 2 AD, Rome was a city of contrasts. It was a time of peace known as the Pax Romana, yet beneath the surface, political intrigue simmered. Augustus faced challenges not only from external threats but also from the ambitious members of the Senate and the imperial family. As he aged, concerns about who would succeed him became paramount. Augustus's political acumen was legendary, but the pressure of securing a stable succession weighed heavily on him. The death of Lucius would leave a significant void in his carefully crafted succession plan. Augustus had hoped that Lucius and Gaius would provide a united front against potential rivals, ensuring that the empire remained stable under their leadership. The Senate, once a powerful body, had seen its influence wane under Augustus's rule. However, the ambitions of senators persisted, with some eyeing the imperial throne. The political landscape was marked by alliances, betrayals, and the ever-present desire for power, creating a tense atmosphere in the heart of Rome. Chapter 3. The last days of Lucius Caesar. In the spring of 2 AD, Lucius was preparing for a military campaign in the provinces. His ambition and eagerness to serve Rome were evident, and he looked forward to proving himself as a capable leader. Augustus had confidence in his adopted son, and Lucius was ready to take on the challenges that lay ahead. However, fate had other plans. Shortly after arriving in the provinces, Lucius fell ill. The exact nature of his illness remains unclear, but historical accounts suggest that it was sudden and severe. As his health deteriorated, Augustus was informed of the situation. The emperor, deeply concerned for his adopted son, made haste to be by Lucius's side. Despite Augustus's efforts to save him, Lucius succumbed to his illness. His death on August 20, 2 AD, sent shockwaves through the empire. Lucius was just 19 years old, full of potential and promise, leaving behind a grieving family and an uncertain political future. Chapter 4. The impact of Lucius's death on Augustus. The loss of Lucius Caesar was a devastating blow to Augustus. As a leader who had devoted his life to establishing a stable regime, the death of his chosen heir threatened to unravel the delicate balance he had worked so hard to achieve. Augustus had seen Lucius as the key to ensuring that the empire remained under the control of his family, fostering a sense of continuity and legitimacy. In the immediate aftermath of Lucius's death, Augustus's grief was profound. He reportedly expressed a deep sense of loss, lamenting the absence of the young man he had nurtured and trained for leadership. The emperor's public facade of strength began to crack, revealing the vulnerability that accompanied his aging. Augustus had now lost his first heir, and uncertainty loomed over his remaining options. Augustus's concern extended beyond personal grief. He understood the political ramifications of Lucius's death. The empire was still rife with factions and rivalries, and the absence of a clear successor created a power vacuum. Augustus realized he needed to act quickly to stabilize the situation and find a suitable alternative to Lucius. Chapter 5. The search for a successor. With Lucius gone, Augustus turned his attention to securing the future of the empire. His immediate focus shifted to Gaius Caesar, Lucius's brother and another adopted heir. Although Gaius was younger, Augustus recognized the necessity of consolidating power within his family. Gaius was also positioned as a potential heir, but his youth and relative inexperience made Augustus wary. The emperor sought to bolster Gaius's reputation and ensure that he received the necessary training to assume leadership. Augustus arranged for Gaius to take on military responsibilities, hoping to instill confidence in both Gaius and the Roman people. Augustus also contemplated the possibility of adopting other prominent figures within his sphere of influence. His relationship with Tiberius, his stepson and a capable military leader, became increasingly significant during this time. Tiberius was already a prominent figure, but Augustus hesitated to adopt him as the sole heir due to their complicated relationship and Tiberius's desire for a more independent path. Augustus's political maneuvering reflected the complexities of succession in ancient Rome. The emperor understood that the empire's stability depended not only on choosing a successor but also on navigating the intricate web of alliances, loyalties, and rivalries that characterized Roman politics. Chapter 6. The Senate's reaction. News of Lucius's death spread quickly through Rome, reaching the Senate and stirring a mix of emotions. Senators who had hoped to align themselves with the young heir were now left scrambling for position and influence. The Senate, having lost one of its potential allies in the imperial family, reacted with caution. Some senators expressed their condolences and support for Augustus during this challenging time, while others saw an opportunity to maneuver for power. The political landscape was shifting, and various factions within the Senate began to strategize their next moves. In the wake of Lucius's death, discussions regarding the need for a strong leader intensified. Senators debated the future of the empire and what it would mean for their own positions. The power struggle that followed reflected the deep-seated ambition that permeated Roman politics. The Senate was a body of men with their own aspirations, and Lucius's absence left room for intrigue and manipulation. Chapter 7. The legacy of Lucius Caesar. Despite his brief life, Lucius Caesar's legacy began to take shape in the hearts and minds of the Roman people. As news of his death reached the provinces, many mourned the loss of a promising leader. The young man had embodied hope for a new generation and represented a continuation of Augustus's vision for the empire. Memorials were erected in Lucius's honor, and public ceremonies celebrated his life and potential. Augustus understood the importance of maintaining Lucius's memory and fostering a narrative that honored his adopted son. The emperor used this opportunity to solidify his own legacy, drawing parallels between Lucius's virtues and the ideals of the Roman state. Lucius's untimely death would also lead to the veneration of him as a martyr in the eyes of some. As Augustus navigated the challenges of succession, he sought to frame Lucius's life